The reason being that BookLinker is a completely free tool. There's no downsides. You could maybe make the argument that there's like some time costs, but as we saw earlier, I generated that book link in about 30 seconds.
Hello, authors, and welcome to our CraveBooks YouTube channel. I'm happy to have with me today Austin Twiner with BookLinker. And Austin, can you tell us a little bit about your role at BookLinker and what you do, and well, your role and what you do there?
Sure. So hello, everyone. As Kerrie said, my name is Austin Twiner. I'm in charge of content and growth for both BookLinker and Geniuslink. This role has me wearing a lot of different hats at the company, but one of my main focuses is content marketing. So creating content just like this that will be consumed by our ideal clients, which is a lot of authors as well as some affiliate marketers. So, and just to clear the air in case it gets confusing in this recording, if I use Geniuslink and BookLinker as a company reference, they're kind of interchangeable. BookLinker is a sub company of Geniuslink. But if I'm talking about the softwares themselves, those are different softwares, which we'll cover later.
Great. And what I want to do today is you and I will talk a little bit, and you're going to do some screen sharing and show us some great examples. And then, yeah, then everybody can learn all about your products. And if I remember correctly, you have something special for CraveBooks listeners that you will share sometime in this. So everybody has to hang around.
Yeah,
so they can watch the whole thing. Okay. So Austin, when you break down both companies, they're both about creating universal book links for authors to use in their books. Can you explain what a universal book link is and why should authors use one?
Sure. So when people or authors bring up the term universal book links, these days it can mean a lot of things, and I'll screen share to give a better idea of what people are talking about when they refer to universal book links. So when universal book links first got started, a lot of times they're referring to a Amazon book link that would detect what country an incoming reader that clicked your book link in your book marketing material was from, and then send them to that version of Amazon, right? So you have an international audience. A lot of authors, their largest segment is going to make up United States readers. So they promote Amazon.com links, and that works great for Americans, but the rest of the world is kind of screwed. So what universal book links do is they detect which country an incoming readers from and send them to one of the 21 different Amazon storefronts that exist. A lot of authors, when they upload their books to Amazon, they put it on each storefront. And while that's great for maximizing revenue, it can get very confusing when it comes time to market. And over time, the definition of universal book links has changed a little bit. Now we see a lot of the main universal book link providers use what we call a choice page. And if you're an author that goes wide and your book is available on multiple retailers, rather than just providing that one book link that we spoke about that goes to Amazon, it's going to take readers to a landing page first that has all of the different options where they can purchase the book. So here we have an example, Extraordinary Life of Sam Hell. Readers are given an option of whether they want to purchase from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Apple Books. And if they do click that Amazon button, they'll get all of the author will get all the localization benefits we spoke about in the previous slide, but they're also giving them the choice of some other retailers, which maybe your readers prefer to purchase from.
Excellent. So Austin, when you break down both companies, they're both about creating universal book links for authors to use. Can you share and show us what BookLinker is, and even the free version, that if somebody wants to try creating one on their own, they can?
Yes, definitely. So BookLinker is a free tool, whereas Geniuslink is a paid tool. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to demonstrate BookLinker first and go into why some authors may want to use Geniuslink later. In order to generate a universal book link with BookLinker, you'll need an account. It takes under 30 seconds to do so. I mentioned before, it's a completely free tool. You'll need to supply BookLinker with Amazon BookLink, your Apple Books link, or an ISBN in order to start the universal book link creation process. For this example, I'm going to use the book Dune. Obviously, I am not the author of Dune, so you could use a book that you did not write, but most authors are going to be using their own books. Next, BookLinker is going to ask you to create the URL structure for your universal book link. All universal book links made with BookLinker are going to have the first half of the URL appear as https://mybook.to and then a custom back half. In this example, we're going to just put Dune book. It's better to put some descriptive text here. If you were to leave it empty, then it would be a random sequence of letters and numbers, and no spaces are allowed here, like most web addresses on the internet. And then we're just going to create the link. It's going to take no more than 5 to 10 seconds. And once BookLinker is done, it's going to spit out your universal book link. And I get to show you some more cool stuff relating to universal book links. So as we can see, our book link is ready. BookLinker is going to automatically crawl and detect which bookstores your book is listed on upon creation. And then every day or so after that, as we can see, it detected that Apple Books, Kobo, and Amazon were available. So now when we click this link, we can see we have a landing page with the cover of the book, the different retailers the book is available on. And like I hinted to earlier, this Amazon button is going to localize any traffic that comes to it and take them to whatever Amazon storefront is best for them, depending on their computer's IP address. A few other things to show you about BookLinker. I have no traffic for that book as we just generated it, but it's also going to come with a suite of analytics. BookLinker's analytics are pretty basic. Geniuslink has some more complex analytics that we'll jump into later. But as we can see the amount of total clicks that have ever passed through this universal book link. And then BookLinker is also going to tell you which retailer your audience decided to click from that landing page. This is a very low amount of data, but we can see it's a little skewed towards Amazon here. So that's the basics of BookLinker. There's one feature of the platform that is actually exclusive to BookLinker that Geniuslink does not have. In most cases, Geniuslink is going to be capable of doing everything BookLinker can, but better. But one feature, which we are going to show you now, and that is the concept of collections. So I created a collection here of some of my favorite marketing books. As we can see, they are hosted at a web address, and these are my favorite books. This is Marketing, Affiliate Marketing for Dummies, $100 million offers in cash advertising. And these are comprised of individual BookLinker links. So if a reader lands on this collection page, they can click on a book and then they'll delve down to that deeper BookLinker link level, if that makes sense. So a lot of times we see authors share these for the entirety of their books, right? They list every single book they've ever written, or maybe they just do it at the series level. Or if they want to recommend some of their favorite books like I did, they can do that as well.
That's great. Yeah, I love the idea of using it for a series. And I also like that it crawls for all the stores, so I don't have to go in and put in all those individual links. So that's great.
Yeah, it can be a blessing and a curse. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But for authors that are trying to just get started right away, the fact that BookLinker is going to detect what retailers you're listed on right away, and then every 24 hours after that, meaning that you don't have to update it manually, can be a great feature for some authors.
Oh, absolutely. So should all authors consider using universal book links or just more advanced?
Yeah. In my opinion, I might be a little bit biased as I work with two of the leading universal booklink providers. I think every single author should. The reason being that BookLinker is a completely free tool. There's no downsides. You could maybe make the argument that there's like some time costs, but as we saw earlier, I generated that book link in about 30 seconds. Speaking of Geniuslink, which is our paid tool, that is a better version of BookLinker, that has a pretty small cost at $6 a month, and a lot of the benefits that we'll speak about later can help you easily recuperate that small subscription cost that you see with the software. So there's no reason not to use a free book marketing tool that has only upsides. You can make the time argument,
Right.
but it's such a small amount of time in the first place. So I do think so.
Okay, so with Geniuslink, do you recommend an author wait a certain amount of time or get so far in their career, or should they start using it right away?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the best approach is to create an account with BookLinker first if you decide this is a technology that you want to use. And we do free migrations for all BookLinker
Okay.
clients that want to move up to Geniuslink. So you can always start small or free and go from there. We can demonstrate some of the Geniuslink
Sure.
features that are going to help authors a lot. like I mentioned earlier, it's $6 a month, but a lot of the benefits of it can help you cover that cost. Let me just pull my screen back up
Sure.
again, and we'll take a look at GeniusLink and cover some of those benefits. So just like BookLinker, you can generate universal book links with GeniusLink. I'm just going to click new and then simple link, and we'll use Dune again just for the purposes of this example. And as you can see, we paste it in here. Notice how rather than having the front half of the link appear as mybook.to, it is instead by default genie.us. If you wanted to, you could use your own domain with GeniusLink, which is not something you have the ability to do with BookLinker, right? If you wanted this
Right.
to be, kerrieflanaganauthor.com/ a name of one of your book, you could do that. With BookLinker,
Okay.
you have no option to do that. It's just mybook.to. And again, similar thing here. We're going to customize this link text here. We're going to say Dune book. And there we go. We created a universal book link in a few seconds. As you can see, GeniusLink is automatically detecting all of the different countries that Dune is listed on. And if for some reason you did not want to send a reader to one of the automatically generated landing pages, you could customize this, which is another feature of GeniusLink that BookLinker doesn't have. If you wanted to, well, let me say this first. I think it's important to mention. With BookLinker, if you are wide, there is no way to have your universal book link go directly to Amazon. That is a big distinction between BookLinker and GeniusLink. Even if you are wide, but you wanted to create a universal book link that rather than going to that landing page went straight to Amazon, you have the ability to do that with GeniusLink. So that's one thing to take note of. Another is you have full control over your choice pages or landing pages. So if I instead switched from simple link to choice page here, I could add as many destinations as I would like. If for some reason I'm listed on multiple retailers and I only wanted to put 2, I could do that. And something that we're seeing a lot of authors do these days is they include a link to their own store where their audience can purchase the book direct. That is something that you can do with GeniusLink that is not possible with BookLinker. So that's a big one. But as you can see here, you have a little bit more customization. With GeniusLink, you could change the title of the book. You could customize the call to action or the product image. You can even add a logo to the top if you wanted to do that. And if we click save, it's just going to generate your book landing
Oh,
page right there. So,
great.
and the reason why this went to a landing page instead of Amazon first is just because we had it set to choice page. If I switch this over and we give it a moment to update, then it'll go directly to Amazon. So it just
Okay.
needs to give it a moment to reflect that change. But
Nice. And you said you can customize and put a logo or something at the top above it?
yeah, if you wanted to, maybe if you had like a author logo that you wanted to use, you could include that at the top. For some reason, you didn't like the book cover that we pulled automatically, you could swap that out.
So what are some ways that an author can use your links?
Definitely. I will pull up the screen share again and show you guys a few tricks that authors can use here.
And I have to say, as I don't think a lot of authors, and I've been doing this over 20 years, I forget that there's different Amazon stores. I just assume that everybody's going to the same place, but they're not. So I love that you are, either BookLinker or GeniusLink can tailor that for people. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we're both Americans here and we're a little spoiled. We kind of forget the rest of the world
I know.
exists sometimes, but there are other countries out there. But here we have one of my favorite examples to demonstrate the value of a universal book link. So DK Dieters, I hate to pick on you. I love seeing authors performing book marketing. But as you can see, she's tweeted out here a promotional tweet for her book, The Texans Favor. And there's a few things wrong here. The first is she's included 4 different links where her audience can buy her book. And if you pay close attention to the last 2 characters of each of those book links, you can see that she's put US, AU, CA, and UK to kind of hint which Amazon landing page that link is headed to. First off, can you really expect your readers to look at the last 2 characters and know where to click? What if your reader is not from any of those countries, right? None of your links are going to work there. And it just takes up a lot of characters and it makes the marketing copy very complex. If we switch this to, let's find an example here of Ken Stark, my man Ken Stark. As we can see, he's doing it the right way. He's got a tweet here where he included a testimonial and then just one single call to action that's basically saying buy my book here. And that's going to encompass all the different Amazon countries, like we showed earlier. If he's wide, the different wide stores are going to show there. And because his tweet was so much shorter in terms of characters, he was also able to include some hashtags that are going to help it get distributed better on Twitter. So Ken's doing it right. This is how I would advise using universal book links. I'll show you a couple other things. The analytics we spoke about earlier, but that's not what I want to show you. The main thing I want to show you is kind of this example of how universal book links clean up your marketing copy and as a byproduct will boost the click-through rate, the percentage of people when they see your book link out in the wild end up clicking it. So here we have an author who's not using actually she is a client of Geniuslink. We just picked her book link out. So she actually does it the right way. But as you can see here, it's 191 characters. It's a combination of letters and numbers. It's very unreadable. This is not what you should make your universal book link. Sometimes we see authors kind of chop off those extra tags, and this way they have it as Amazon.com, the title of their book, and the ISBN number or the ASIN number. I'm not sure which one that actually is. That's not good. It's a lot of extra characters sometimes to shorten it down. We see authors that cut the book title off to get their book link even shorter, but still no one is going to be able to type this link from memory. It's a sequence of letters and numbers. It's not great. Take it to the next step. We sometimes see authors that are using a link cloaking or shortening tool such as Bitly, TinyURL. Their mistake is that there's no descriptive information here. We have no idea where this link is headed from the domain level as well as the back half of the URL. So this is what authors should do, is they should use a universal book linking tool like BookLinker or Geniuslink and include the back half of the URL as the name of their book so that it's short, trustworthy, readers know where they're going. And yeah, that's best practice for universal book links, in my opinion. We got a couple more slides here that I think are pretty interesting. Universal book links can help you protect against link rot. So I'm sure we can all relate to this where we've posted our book links out there and in some point in the future that web address changed or there's a change in publishing rights or we went from wide to exclusive. Any one of those cases can then cause you to have a link rot or a link that exists on the internet that you're unable to edit that leads to a 404 page, out of stock page, something along those lines. So by wrapping your book inside of a universal book link, even if that link exists out there in the wild, you just hop into your universal book linking software and replace that end destination that you have full customization over. And that way you can save yourself and protect yourself against link rot. There is one other bonus tip that I wanted to mention and a way that I recommend every single author use with universal book links. And that is going to be signing up for the affiliate programs for every single retailer your book is listed on. All of these retailers have an affiliate program. The commissions range from around 2 to 8%. Basically, if a reader passes through your universal book link that has your affiliate parameter attached to it, you're going to earn a commission not only on your book sales and as well as the other books that your audience members purchase after visiting your book link. What's really cool about this, especially for Amazon, is Amazon doesn't just sell books. They sell expensive electronics, t-shirts, everything. So you're going to earn affiliate commissions not only on your book sales and the other books that people purchase, but if somebody clicks your link and ends up buying a flat screen TV, you're going to get paid on that too, just for marketing your book. So it's a really cool way to kind of take back some of the royalties that these platforms are taking from you and basically instantly negotiate a higher royalty rate for yourself by signing up for these affiliate programs. So that's something I recommend every single author do and use with their universal book links.
It's great. So what ways have you seen authors using it or creative ways that might be helpful for someone watching this?
So besides the affiliate link tip that I gave, a lot of times we see authors using QR codes. Your universal book link could take the appearance of a QR code with Geniuslink, and you could use that on like a business card, maybe a flyer, or what we see a lot of the time is like a book's back matter. They include a QR code, and maybe you could make that QR code go to a collections page, right? And now your readers know where they can buy the rest of the books in your series. So it's just one of the many ways we've seen authors take advantage of QR codes and universal book links, that combination.
I would imagine you could also use it in Facebook ads.
Yeah,
So that
Facebook
it's,
ads. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you could use it in Facebook ads. What I will say about that is a lot of times when you're running paid advertising campaigns, you get to select the country that you are running the advertisements to. So usually you're going to be using the correct Amazon store link in that ad set or ad group.
Okay.
But if you just want to protect yourself against that, you could use a universal book link there. And obviously you have all the other
Right.
benefits of universal book links that we mentioned. It's not just about the localization. You have the ability to get analytics. You can clean up your link URLs. You can list the wide retailer. So there's multiple benefits besides the localization. But if that's kind of what brings you to using a universal book link in your Facebook ads, I wouldn't worry about that too much.
Okay. Yeah, I like the idea that
Yeah.
it's wide, so it's not excluding Kobo readers with my
Yeah.
Amazon ad.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can only pick one link to put it on.
Exactly. We see that a lot. Platforms like Pinterest, or a lot of times you see on like social media bios where you have that link in
Mhm.
bio. I actually personally don't think it's best practice to include a book link in a link in bio. I think universal book links work great as a add-on to something like Beacons or Linktree. That way you cannot limit your readers to the entirety of your author ecosystem, right? You send them to your Linktree or Beacons and they have a place where they can email you, your author website, maybe your lead magnet to sign up to your newsletter. And then further down there, you can include a universal book link there. But yeah, there's a lot of places on the internet where you're only allowed to put one link, and that's where universal book links can be really helpful to serve all of those different outcomes.
Right. And something I've started doing in the last couple of years is putting um, the link to my reader magnet in the front on the copyright page. So I could really see where a universal book link would work well there. Because I also list all my books. So it'd be nice to say, hey, check out on a collections page. You want to see
Yeah.
all of, want to see the rest of my books. Because for the ebook, that copyright page shows up in the, the sample, the look inside thing. So
Yeah.
that could be a great place to put that as well.
Yeah, and you're also going to get analytics, so you know how many people scan that
Yes.
exact QR code from your book, and you get to map out conversion rates, and it gets really crazy with the marketing. But
Well,
again, yeah, I mean, GeniusLink is a very complex marketing tool. If you don't want to get into all that, then you have BookLinker, which is just gonna, like I said, it's a free tool, and it's very simple for authors that don't want to go crazy in their marketing, that kind of want to set it and forget it.
sure,
Yeah.
sure. Okay. Anything else that authors should know? And if not, you mentioned that there would be something
Yeah.
special for CraveBooks
Yes.
watchers of
Yes.
this.
I think we covered a lot of the tips and tactics that I wanted to inside this. But what I will say is for any CraveBooks client that is watching this video, if you decide to sign up for BookLink or GeniusLink, make sure to mention or GeniusLink specifically, if you mention CraveBooks using our intercom chat bot or at our email help@geniuslink.com, we will extend your free trial to a month rather than just 14
Ooh,
days. So be sure to mention that when you're signing up for GeniusLink, and we'll hook you up there.
nice. Well, Austin, thank you so much for talking with me today and sharing all your wisdom on universal book links. I know it's going to help a lot of people.
Yeah, Kerrie, thank you so much for having me, CraveBooks team as well. And if you guys have any questions about Universal Book Links, GeniusLink, BookLinker, you can reach out to me at my Twitter account, Austin Twiner. It's my name. I'm sure they'll put it on screen, type out or something, or my email, which is going to be at@geniuslink.com. And I'll answer you in either of those places.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Kerrie.